By giving all praises to the Most High, whose true name in Hebrew is Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, whose true name in Hebrew is Yahweh Shai, and the Holy Spirit, which in Hebrew is the Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the elders and apostles by the Holy Spirit, who taught us His truth. Honors to the brothers, making their bodies a living sacrifice to push the gospel. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, which is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, who make up the children of Israel. The hopeful elect being 1/3 of these people are going to return back to the Most High to receive salvation. So we back with another lesson through the mercy of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. This lesson is going to be titled, Everyone that is joined to them shall fall by the sword. This is going to be part 2. Second part of the title is, We have no king but Caesar. So we got 2 main points that we're going to show in this lesson, but we're going to begin with the first point right now. Isaiah 13:15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through. This concerning the wicked. It says, everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. So what this is saying, every one of you Israelites that's joined to the wicked, every one of you Israelites that's joined to the heathen shall fall by the sword here in judgment. But we're going to get some other precepts to prove that in the last days, Israel will be joining themselves to the wicked. They will be joining themselves to the heathen. And that's the reason they got to fall by the sword. All right, so first we're going to start here in the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1. We're going to start at verse 10. And this is the Apocrypha. And you see the subheading, Antiochus Epiphanes encourages Greek ways among the Jews. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been a hostage at Rome. He reigned in 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. Now, this is the events that take place right before the New Testament, which is the kingdom of the Romans. So these are the events that led up into the New Testament. In those days, there went out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. And you know, Israel is supposed to be in a covenant with the Most High. Well, what? They discontinued from that and went and made a covenant with the heathen. Another word for a covenant will be a promise. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. Then certain people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. And what was the subheading? Antiochus encourages Greek ways among the Jews. So what? The king gave them a license to do after the ways of the Greeks. They took on the customs of the heathen. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen. Then what happened when Israel followed these customs and made themselves uncircumcised? And again, this takes place before the New Testament. That's why in the New Testament, especially in Paul's writings, there's so much talk about the uncircumcision. The uncircumcision is not other nations. It's Israelites who made themselves uncircumcised because generations ago, they adopted the customs of the heathen and they continued in that for generation to generation, and forsook the Holy Covenant because they no more walked in the covenant that they made with the Most High. But they honored the covenant that they made with the heathen that makes yourself uncircumcised when you step away from the laws of the Most High, and joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief. So they joined themselves to the heathen by making a covenant with the heathen, by making a promise to the heathen to serve them, that the king can show them favor. But that's why it says they were sold to do mischief. They were sold or paid off to do the customs of the heathen. But what it say? It joined themselves to the heathen. Now we're going to move this over a little bit back to Isaiah 13 and 15. Everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. And what does it say? First Maccabees 1 and 15. And joined themselves, speaking about Israelites, they joined themselves to the heathen. So that's why here it says, everyone that is joined unto them, meaning every one of you Israelites that's joined to the heathen, that's joined to the wicked, you're going to fall by the sword. And what is that today? Our people are joining themselves to the heathen, being Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And how are they doing that today? Well, there's many ways that they do that. But one of the main ways that's happening right now is all of our people going to go vote. Or, they voted yesterday, been voting for the past few weeks. Whether it's a president, a mayor, a government official. when you partake in these elections, that's you joining yourselves to the heathen. Now, we're going to show why. So we're going to hit Deuteronomy chapter 17. We're going to start at verse 14. When thou art come unto the land which Yahweh thy God giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. So it came to the point the children of Israel, told Moses that we want to set a king over us like the other nations. But the Lord, continued to say, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom Yahweh thy God shall choose. So the Lord said, you can have a king like the other nations, but it's going to be a man that's chosen by the Lord. Like Joshua, like Saul, like David, they were chosen by the Lord. One from among thy brethren, meaning it's going to be a fellow Israelite that's going to be king over you. Shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. So you're not supposed to set a stranger. You're not supposed to set a heathen to rule over your people. And this is in the book of the law. So this is a commandment. You're not supposed to be voting for these heathen, these strange people to rule over us. The best way to go about it is to not vote at all. That's why the people that's really in this truth, we don't vote. That's actually a sin to do so, because none of those people that you can vote for is from among our brethren. Not only are they not Israelites, they weren't set up by the Most High. The Lord would choose who will rule and reign over his people. So again, going to vote, for these elections, or whether it's the mayor, you set in a stranger, which is not your brother, which is not your people, to rule over you, and it's a sin to do so. And when you vote for these people, you're doing what? You're joining yourselves to the heathen. Going back to First Maccabees 1 and 15. Made themselves uncircumcised, forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen. Yeah, because again, when you vote for these people, these heathen, these strangers, you're joining yourselves to them. Because let's look at this word vote. Let's look at the breakdown for this word, the history of it. Okay, from mid-15th century, formal expression of one's wish or choice with regard to a proposal, candidate. From Latin votum, a vow, wish, promise to a god, solemn pledge. So when you go vote, it's actually you making a vow, making a wish, making a promise to a God. When you go vote, you setting these people up to be gods over you. What's a vow? It's a promise. What's a wish? What you want these people to do for you who you vote for. And when you vote, you making a vow, you making a promise to a God that you will serve them under their presidency, that you will be a U.S. citizen, that you will do what they ask if they can return a favor to you. So when we come back to First Maccabees 1 and 11, it says, in those days there went out wicked men of Israel who persuaded many, saying, let us go make a covenant with the heathen. Well, when you make a vote or make a vow to pick one of these presidents, you making a covenant with that president. Because when you vote, it's implied that you're going to walk in the ways or walk in the laws, honor the laws that the president set up. And in return, you'll get some kind of favor from that president. But that's how Israel are joining themselves to the heathens today. And a lot of our people went to go vote. So when you go vote, this is what you are saying in the spirit. Even you might not say it, but this is what your actions show. So we gonna start at verse 12. And henceforth Pilate sought to release him, but the Jews cried out, saying, if thou let this man go, thou art not Caesar's friend. Whosoever maketh himself a king speaketh against Caesar. Because you see here, our people, they looked at Caesar as a god. They made a vow or a promise to serve Caesar. When Pilate therefore heard that saying, he brought Yahushua forth, set him down in the judgment seat in a place that is called pavement, but in the Hebrew, Gabbatha. And it was the preparation for the Passover in about the 6th hour. He said unto the Jews, behold your king. But they cried out, away with him, crucify him. Pilate said unto them, shall I crucify your king? The chief priests answered, we have no king but Caesar. So we got in the law that we're not supposed to set up a stranger over our people. So when you go vote anyway, especially after knowing the truth, you're pretty much saying we have no king but Caesar today. Now people may say, and Caesar is what? A Roman, a Edomite, a so-called white man. So somebody might say, well, I'm not voting for a white man, I'm voting for Kamala. Well, turns out, I think it's her mother that's Indian, but it's actually her grandfathers who are Edomites. So technically, Kamala is an Edomite. She's a so-called white woman. She's just a white Indian because the father carried the seed. So even when you vote for Kamala, even when you voted for Barack Obama, that's you saying we have no king but Caesar, because who set up Barack Obama? Who would set up Kamala if she would have got it? Who set up Trump? It was other Edomites. It was other white people that's higher up. That's who set up these presidents. So yeah, when you go vote, pretty much rejecting the laws of the Heavenly Father, you pretty much doing the customs of the heathen when you go vote. And not only that, you voting for the heathen. And again, you pretty much saying, we have no king but Caesar. The Lord doesn't rule over me. Caesar rules over me. And we're going to continue to Mark 12, chapter 13 through 17. And they sent unto him certain of the Pharisees and of the Herodians to catch him in his words. So we're going to show how the Lord looks at you when you go vote, how the Lord looks at you when you trust in his system, when you reject this word, but you follow the ways of the heathen. When they were come, they said to him, Master, we know that thou art true and carest for no man, for thou regardest not the person of men, but teachest the way of the Most High in truth. Is it lawful to give tribute to Caesar or not? Shall we give or shall we not give? But he, knowing their hypocrisy, said unto them, Why tempt ye me? So they're trying to catch him up in his words. He said, Bring me a penny that I may see it. They brought it, and he said unto them, Whose is this image and superscription? They said unto him, Caesar's. Yahushua answering said unto them, Render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to God the things that are God's. And they marveled at him. And this ain't got nothing to do with money or giving money in the church. He was talking about money, but this is actually going into judgment. Because what did we just get? That the chief of the priests said, we have no king but Caesar. Yahushua said what? Render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to the Most High the things that are the Most High's. So if you want to join yourself to the heathen, if you want to join yourself to Caesar, the Lord going to give you over to him. And then what? When the Lord brings judgment, you're going to fall with the heathen, you're going to fall with the wicked. So render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to God the things that are God's. So those that's going to serve the Most High are the Most High's. Those who are going to serve Caesar, hey, they belong to Caesar. And then the Lord said, what about that? Everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. So here in these last days, how do you pick Yahweh Shem Yahushua? When you follow the word. But when you continue to do the ways of the heathen, to do what the rest of these Americans are doing, that you saying we have what king but Caesar. Like we know what the Lord say in the scriptures, but we're going to do what America is telling us to do. And that's what our people just did, the past couple of weeks, and they continue to do so. But this is Isaiah 10 and 20. It shall come to pass in that day, which we in these days, that the remnant of Israel and such as are escapes of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them. So the elect, those who actually receive salvation, they will no more stay upon him that smote them. What does it mean to stay upon? To stay doing the same thing, to steady doing the same thing and expecting a different result. So like somebody might say, you stay trusting on Egypt. You stay trusting in America. Well, the elect, they will no more trust in their oppressor who oppressed them, but they shall stay upon, meaning trust, meaning lean upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, the truth. So you continue to trust in this system was shown by our people that went to go vote. Even if you didn't vote, but you was tuned in, actually thinking these people can make a difference, that these people gonna change something. But 2 Kings 18 and 21, now behold, thou trustest upon the staff of this bruised reed, even upon Egypt. And America will be spiritual Egypt today. And what's a bruised reed? Something that's broken. And America is a broken system on which if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, unto all that trust in him. So when you trust in America, when you trust in the system, which is ancient Egypt, why? Because the dollar got the pyramid on it. Well, trusting in this place, you lean too hard, your hand is going to get pierced. And what does that mean? That means the same people that trust in this place, most likely the same people that voted, was the same people that got the hokey pokey back in 21. Gonna be the same people that get the mark of the beast here soon. The same people that voted. So again, behold, thou trustest upon the staff of this bruised reed, even upon Egypt, on which if a man lean, it will go to his hand and pierce it. So when you lean on this place, America, spiritual Egypt, you lean on this place too hard, your hand gonna get pierced. And what does that look like? Revelation 13 and 16. In the cause of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So he's going to cause everybody to get this. And why would the people get it? Because they trust in the system. They trust in what the government is telling them. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So that's how they're going to enforce it. Pretty much you can't participate in society, buy and sell, work, receive payment, unless you get this mark. But those who trust in the system, those who continue to go vote, those who still go to church, those who still getting these immunizations, probably gonna be the same people that wind up getting this mark. And when you get this mark, or when you do anything that these people are telling you in the last days, what are you saying? Pretty much saying that we have no king but Caesar. We know the Lord said don't make no cuttings in the flesh, but what? You people gonna go get your flesh pierced anyway when you get another hokey pokey, another JAB, or the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. And then we just gonna pull this up real quick. We gonna hit the book of Isaiah, chapter 30. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. See, they take counsel from their oppressors. They take counsel, advice, guidance, wisdom from America, but not of the Lord, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth. So you actually walk and go to these politicians and go to these heathens that's ruling over us. You go to them for counsel, but you don't inquire what the Lord say, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. So you trusted in America. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame. Your trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion. Yeah, you trusting in this place, that's going to be your stumbling block. That's going to be the reason you fall in judgment, not worthy to escape. They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them. Trump, Obama, Kamala, they can't do you no good. They can't even help themselves. They can't stop the counsel of the Lord, which is determination is to destroy Babylon, which is America, nor be a help nor profit, but a shame and also reproach. So those who continue to trust in this place gonna be in great confusion. And those who continue to trust in this place, when it says shall be your shame, in other words, a shameful death, gonna fall in judgment. So we proved a couple things, going back to Isaiah 13 and 15. Everyone that is joined to them shall fall by the sword. And Israel has always joined themselves to the heathen. Like when you read 1 Maccabees 1 to 15, made themselves uncircumcised, forsook the Holy Covenant, joined themselves into the heathen. And how do you join yourselves to the heathen today? What a bunch of our people just went to go do. They went to go vote. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. And our people didn't just went and voted for one of these two heathen, Kamala and Biden. And this word vote, the etymology of it actually means a vow, a wish, or a promise to a god. So you look at these people as gods who rule over you. That's why everybody gonna say, what you gonna do for black people? What you gonna do for the economy? That's you making a promise to a God that your wish may be granted. And then, well, when you vote for these people, you rejecting the counsel of the Lord. Pretty much saying, we have no king but Caesar. And what the Lord say, render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's. So your actions is your reflection of your mentality. So if your actions show that you study trusting and believing on this place, that's because mentally you joined it to the heathen. You trust in your oppressor. You trust in your oppressor. And when the Lord brings judgment, he's going to judge you with the things that you trust and believe in. So yeah, everyone that's continuing to vote and believe on these people and pay any attention to these people, you're going to be judged with them. So that's it for this lesson here. Till next time, Shalom.